What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. OG here, and we are going to go over the nitty-gritty details of career mode. Now, yesterday they released the, in quotes, deep dive video. I say in quotes because with all these deep dive videos, they're really just highlights, and they talk about certain things that are added that kind of they hope will stand out to the players. However, the pitch notes is where all the juicy details are, and we broke that down in depth while not getting too much into the boring stuff. Now, what do I call the boring stuff? Anything that we're going to have to play to really find out if it works anyways, right? There's certain details in the mode and certain things that, you know, FC adds that are essentially just filler words. Don't get me wrong, it's cool that they have so much detail, and if you want to dig into that, you can go read the pitch notes. I actually strongly suggest you have the pitch notes open while you listen to this video and we break down everything. That way you can pause in any place where you want to read into more detail. But I went through, summarized the most important parts, and you'll see my thoughts on it, and I want to hear what you think about what to expect from this career mode. This is a mode that has been largely dead for the past several years. I mean, EA Sports hasn't put much into it, and it absolutely showed, which is unfortunate because this is a great mode for great content. If you get, like I said yesterday, the right content creator, and you have an in-depth mode, you can get a really engaging and entertaining series out of this mode. So, will that be the case this year? I'll let you be the judge. We do have authentic gameplay, which is going to be amazing because it separates the competitive / ultimate team side from the career and player mode sides, right? And that's what you want. You don't want that same mode. You want it to be fresh and new. And we know for a fact that, you know, EA Sports is gone for that. So, again, you let me know what you think. Did they succeed in reviving this mode? Okay. One of the biggest pieces of feedback we've seen from you is that you want more variety in your career mode saves. You've told us you want to take on different and unique challenges and that you're constantly on the lookout for the next great scenario to play. So this is just, essentially, you're going to be reliving moments and stuff, and you get extra points, right? Crafting scenarios outside the game in years past to bring these storylines and narratives into the game. Okay, so that's cool. Alright, so you'll have different ways to like relive moments with your team, or you can pick a team and just get like points, right? Maybe it's retro kits, maybe it's you can add attributes to your team, or who knows what to look. But alongside full career and live start points, Manager Live is home to a variety of challenges, release throughout the new season. Some challenges along with real world football like Frenzy of Transfer Windows. You have a Champions League knockouts, reactive challenges, or time to capture specific events, creating what if moments like unexpected upsets or epic title battles. Okay. Our goal is to let you live the intensity of Legendary. Okay, I'm not as interested in that. If it adds points to the career, some crap, okay, but that doesn't, that's like taken away from the realism. Like Pep Guardiola doesn't go, hey, can I earn more money from the team by reliving the old 99 final and see if I can make Bayern Munich win? You know, and I did a British accent, or my version of British accent for Pep. Ignore that. Okay, so Manager Live, okay. Centralized space where you access all manager career scenarios, including full career. Okay, full careers, live starting points, and challenges. Our aim with the subs is to create a seamless, intuitive, and personalized experience, ensuring you can dive straight into the action. Simply open Manager Live from the main menu. Okay, cool. Wait, what's it? Onboarding. Okay, building your manager. So obviously you can create your own manager, whether you make them like, you know, you guys don't know what I look like, right? Because I don't think I should be the center of my channel or what this channel is about. I don't think I should be putting myself on thumbnails, shocked, happy, sad, to get your clicks and views. Let the content do the talking, let the game do the talking, let the game be the centerpiece, so you guys can guess what I look like based on my voice. Which I know I sound like a little bitch boy, so you'll probably make me look like that, but I'll let you guys pick all this for me. Alright, so, with your Pete O'Donnell, eh? He looks like a Pete O'Donnell. In addition to your manager's looks, you can choose, okay, your name. Select the team. Choose up to 5 teams, whether they're clubs you support, European Superpowers, Sleeping Giants, or a mix of everything. Choice is yours. This helps you receive personalized recommendations that you will rewrite history or take on. Okay, cool. So obviously, like Man U, Wrexham, because you gotta love Welcome to Wrexham, stuff like that. You know, I'll let you guys help me pick teams for those little relive moments too. Bro, is this Ben Stiller from freaking from Heavyweights? Oh, that's old Pete O without the hat, eh? how the hub works. Okay, all manager career content easy to navigate. Okay, so it looks like they redid the menus. They know that we hate their menus. Permanent tabs. Okay. Embark on the road to glory to take your team to historic UEFA Champions League glory. Most played challenges. Favorites. A player-driven session where you can save up to 15 scenarios. Jamal's double. Topic Christmas. Must win any league one or more times. See, I love that part. That's cool. So those are like goals, you know, basically. The hub can also feature dynamic tabs and current events, leagues, or themes. Okay. Alright, so this is all that. So we'll look into that as we go. Quick. Sorry, guys, I gotta check something. So these could change, right? Oh, my goodness. Okay, good. I had to check because I don't know if you guys can see in the corner or not, but, oh, you guys can't see it. My OBS is being OBS. Disconnecting and reconnecting over and over. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so, winning with views. Okay, so those are all, that's all cool. Here's the team selection. This defines which team or teams you can imagine the challenge. Okay, so this is all the challenges stuff, but man, they went deep into this challenges part, but that's cool and everything, but high pressing possession, wing play, counterattack, park the bus, kick and rush. Specific tactical vision. So I wonder if these tactical visions are just for career mode, or if these are going to be in like ultimate team. Like balance, high pressing, possession, wing play, counterattack, park the bus, kick and rush. You would hope that kick and rush and stuff like that's not going to be an ultimate team, but you never know. Alright, objective, okay. Instantly must win a number, okay. Alright, let's get past these challenges, man, and stuff like that. Let's get into the nitty gritty. New era for manager career. Here we go. Transforming manager career into a live, evolving experience that reflects the dynamic world of football. Whether you're building a team of young stars, mastering a specific tactical identity, or navigating a strict transfer policy, Manager Live is intended to push you to think creatively and adapt to new scenarios. It's time to prove your managerial skills and embrace the thrill of overcoming obstacles. Are you ready to take on the challenge? Sounds amazing, dude. Literally sounds amazing. So, Manager Career, live or original? So that's the one I want to look at. Okay, here it is, Manager Original. This is perfect. Alright, Manager Original. The existing Manager Original experience remains available alongside Live, enhanced to include this year's new features. Original, full career, and Live start points are available to play here and are accessed from the main menu underneath Manager Live. Manager Career with icon. No, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Feature gives you more control over your squad, letting you manage some of football's. I don't want that because it's not realistic, you know? Then brought the chins. This might be their base icon stats, though. Looks about right. Puskas looks broken as usual. I never liked Zidane, unfortunately, in FC. Obviously, he's not any football or UFL. UFL doesn't have legends. So, unfortunately, Zizou is not an OGFC target. I'd rather get just about anybody else up here, as crazy as that sounds. I love Hullet. Packed him this year. Did not like Zidane, man. Still want this beast packed, and it will be amazing. Amazing. That will be a date to remember. I'll have that on my headstone. Packed Ronaldo back in 26. R9, the real Ronaldo. Whether you want to recreate classic teams or build your own dream lineup, the goal is to give more depth and flexibility. We know that. Unlock icons and heroes by progressing. I don't really want that. Oh, that's in the season pass. Unlock icons and heroes by progressing. So it's the same thing as the team pass, right? Or no, sorry, the season pass. I was calling it the team pass, whatever it's called. No element. You can choose to relive football history by recreating your own version of classic team. No, I don't want that. You can also add icons in here to your favorite team alongside today's stars building fantasy squad. I don't want that. What a team though. Mbappe and Ronaldo up top. Beckham and Zidane in the midfield of a current day Real Madrid mixed with the stars of the past. You gotta love it. Puskas on the bench with Figo, Sanchez. I like how the heroes have like a glow to them. I wonder if that's just for this or if they have that in the game. They might already, and I just didn't realize it. This flexibility enables you to experiment with different tactics, formations, and player. Okay, well, so mine would be start your manager career at the home of an existing. Create your own club and begin your own journey to success. Yes! Perfect. That answers my big question. We can create OGFC. And they'll give us a bunch of, I'm sure, like, random free agent players or something like that to start, and we can pick. So this is where we would go, create your own club. Now, man, this is going to be some time, though. Take some time into it. So it might be a slow roller, depending how deep we get into Ultimate Team. I mean, it's going to be Yeah, it's going to be a lot. We'll have to check it out and really see. It's going to be interesting because the dynamic between competing and trying to climb as high as you can and be the best you can be in Ultimate Team totally conflicts with things like this. So we'll see. But when they do their job, by that I mean EA Sports, then you have tough decisions to make because, man, there's some awesome content around these career modes and stuff. But as much as you can dive in, the more in-depth career modes, right? Those players don't typically play on the Ultimate Team side. Manager market. We already read about that. You can see which managers are doing good, are failing. Let's see. Read this though. So you see Arteta with Arsenal possession. He's safe. Hiring likelihood impossible. So let's look at high pressing possession standard. Interesting. Caretaker manager sometimes appointed temporarily. Caretakers manage the team until a permanent replacement is found. And okay. Caretaker isn't deemed fit to take on the full-time job. The club will start looking. So you could either get hired, you could also get hired as caretaker and have to earn your way on with good results. Other managers for the job. Quality of the club against the quality of the club. Quality of the club against the quality of the club the target is currently managing. Got it. Managers can switch between managing clubs for men's and women's football. And the potential transition will include in the evaluation process. Manager's current job security will be a significant factor with safe managers unlikely to switch clubs. Okay, we know all that. That's cool. You can apply for the job, okay. Should your performance and tactical vision align with the needs of the club? Oh, so if you're playing like high pressing and they want a possession-based manager, so you got to look at that for future. But we're creating our club. Hopefully we don't get sacked from our own club because that would basically be game over. We'd have to end the series. Notification squad, academy, office, customize. So debug, what the fudge is this? What is that, guys? What's the debug part? Or is that just something they mistakenly put in that's part of like the beta screen, you know? You just click this and get rid of any bugs. Very high quality picture of the pin, eh? Better compatibility. So this is very typical up here, but they just added more depth. I like to see some familiarity. Like you go to the academy to scout and see which young players are coming up there, most likely going to be stars. I think you used to get like a 5-star player automatically with it. I don't know if you still get that. I don't think you do, actually, from what I read. I think you get a 5-star manager, which I don't know how that works if you create your own manager. We'll have to see. But I don't mind not even utilizing that and working my way up. But deeper simulation and data-driven scouting. So that's cool. Let's look at this. Enable deeper simulation, allowing you to choose up to 5 leagues other than your own to be simulated with more depth and accuracy. You'll be able to see historical stats, results, top performing players, full squads, and upcoming fixtures for those leagues. This setting can have a significant impact on performance. When managing the English Premier League, you can choose to simulate the top divisions in Spain, Germany, Italy, and France, and the Netherlands, creating a more interconnected and detailed European football environment. Okay, absolutely. Regional rivalries or emerging leagues, tailoring the simulation to their interests or career narrative. Interesting. Choose which leagues you would like to see simulate to the same level of detail as the competitions you are playing in. Cup competitions of participating teams will also be simulated. So, if you're a lower, I'll give you an example. If we're probably going to choose a team in England, or if we're making our own club, it will be in England, right? Because they have the deepest system, the highest climb, okay? Right? You don't want to go somewhere where there's no promotion, demotion. You definitely don't want to go, like, I think only there's 2 in Spain, 3 in Germany. That's not bad. And maybe that would even fit better because, you know, if we're playing Ultimate Team 2. But say you want the deepest immersion into, like, climbing up. Exactly what Wrexham did, dude. But they did it in real life. Back-to-back-to-back promotions, and they're only in the championship. So now they have that one more big hump, and they could do it a 4-peat, or it could take years, you know, and people are rooting for them, and it's like, that's cool, man. So if you do that, you would pick all the English leagues, literally. I think they have 4, 3, 2, 1, Championship and Premier. So maybe we even skip the 4th. Let me think what they have. Premier, Championship, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have 5. We'll have to see. Okay, so career mode and now brings in historical player data. So that's cool. So you can also scout better this way too. Okay, these stats are also available during the first seasons, servicing real-life data collected from the 24-25 season. Awesome. Clean sheets, yellow card. Hey, by the way, I want them to have all this, including the average ratings per game in Ultimate Team for your team, dude. Even if you get rid of a player. Like, dude, that when I had Zidane, he was so much better than my current center mids. Look at this. Zidane played 150 games before I moved on from him. 150 games, he had an average 9.2 rating. Right now, you know, I don't know. Lampard's got a 7.1, dude. That's why I'm struggling right now. Probably he's the heart of my team and he's struggling, you know. So there's just a lot you can get from it. And they disappear, though. So they'll keep track of all your goals and they disappear. Then they should have it divvied out. Rivals goals, squad battles goals, events goals, tournaments goals, champs goals, because it all gets mixed in. And when you're doing squad battles challenges, like score 20 goals with an English player, okay, and you got Wayne Rooney, he scores 20 goals, and then you want your squad battles rewards, you do it again. Well, Rooney's got 7 million goals in 10 games, and it's like, okay, realistically, take off X amount of those. So there's actually a time, like I think it was 2023, I tried to manually keep track, and it worked for a little while. And then I got so sick of tallying because I realized, like, wait a second, this is a lot of games, a lot of goals. Like, come on, FC, just put it in there, man. Keep track of the stats for it. It's not that hard. The numbers and stuff part is not that hard to keep a running tally of players, you know, as you go. Even if it's only like the top 5, top 10 to start off, you know. But you could easily do it. What's up, Big Phil? How are you, buddy? Revamp standings and team stats. Okay, standing section has been resigned to centralize and enhance competition data. So let's look. So champion, UCL, UFL. Oh, nice. It shows you for anybody who doesn't know. So you go to the Champions League if you're number 1. Or sorry, the champion is obviously first place. Duh. UCL, so Champions League would be 2 through 4. Well, 1 through 5, really. 1 through 4, sorry. UEL would be 5, and number 6 goes UECL, the conference. So they break that down for you, huh? Information previously found in the team stats section, which has been retired. The standing section has been redesigned to centralize and enhance competition. Creates information previously. Okay. It's interactive, enabling you to navigate up and down league tables and select teams you want to view. Switch between all simulated competitions, so up to 5 leagues, using either cycling system, cycling between them, or selection from a pop-up menu. Access fixtures and results for each competition with a dedicated button. For knockout competitions, view stats for home and away sides. Okay, so way more immersed. Scouting, actions, and players. So here, player stats improvements. Scouting and player analysis have been streamlined. When viewing a scout report for a player in a simulated league, you can directly access that player's full stats, making it easier to compare and evaluate potential signings. Yeah, look at this. Way better. So the screen looks similar, but it's just more information. And it tells you how much more they need to be scouted, right? Dedicated tab for average ratings, and also it's possible to filter stats by competition and season. Yeah, the average ratings is huge, guys, because you can see how they perform literally on the pitch instead of trying to read their stats and figure it out. Like, you can see how it translates, because remember, this isn't competitive. This is this authentic mode, so it's going to be a little bit different even on the pitch. Multiple leagues and access detailed player data opens up new gameplay. And remember, you're playing the AI. Say you're playing AI on Ultimate. I don't even know if they have Ultimate outside of Ultimate. So say they don't. Say it's Legendary is the highest mode. You're playing the AI in Legendary. All those simulated games for those 5 in-depth leagues are going to be simulated AI Legendary games. Legendary AI versus Legendary AI with those players from each team adding to the mix, and whoever wins, and the stats are kept that way. The point is, you are playing against these same teams in their AI. The same way they'll get simulated is the same way they're going to play against you, which leaves it totally up to you on how you do. You don't want to go a lower, difficulty. I think that's so stupid. Just beat everyone. You want it to be as realistic, as competitive as possible. So that's cool, man. I love how they did that now with the deeper simulation for the 5 leagues. And the reason they obviously do that is because it's a lot of time, a lot of stats, a lot of effort that goes into that deep of simulation. Authentic gameplay. Career mode players have asked for a more authentic, strategic, immersive football experience. Authentic is a gameplay treatment dedicated to career mode, aiming to replicate the speed, granularity, and increased variety encountered in real-life matches. including the snow, the rain, the slicker pitches, everything. If you prefer the faster pace of online modes like Ultimate Team, select the competitive gameplay type. Okay. Which is obviously always, you're not going to have any slipping or weather affecting the game. Snow, you're not going to have, and you're not going to have shadow. Well, hopefully you could turn off shadows. Hopefully you do. But all the things that take away from me versus you, right? The player versus player are gone, right? But not only that, you got to think about what that means it adds here. That means when you come in and your player, let's say, didn't get enough sleep, it says, or got ill from food, they'll come in with probably lower stamina from who knows what amount, maybe nerfed attributes. The player comes in with a leg he's treating, he can play, but not 100%, and so his shooting goes down to 70 or something. I don't know if they went that deep to do that, but they did go that deep into adding problems for you to deal with as you go. And then once you get out on the pitch, you add, the quality of the players with all these factors in the game, right? This is where you're going to see a lot more deflections, a lot more, balls being crossed, and you head it against the defender's back and it accidentally scores an own goal, or stuff like that. Tussles that lead to injuries, right? You get a top player injured like 2 days before a big cup final. So on and off the pitch, they did a lot to enhance this experience, which is cool, man. That authentic game mode, I think, is going to pay dividends with how deep content creators and other people who just want to play this mode, how deep they can go and how entertained they are, as opposed to getting bored of the mode real quick like players have done the past several years, right? And you could tell by the lack of career modes and like the viewership and everything, it's severely lacking. So hopefully this is a return of top form career modes and player careers, right? Movement actions of players on the pitch will look more realistic with more, okay. Authentic is on, cool. Here's this detailed breakdown. When set on, the gameplay utilizes features more in line with a single player simulation style experience, such as more intelligent defending from AI, retuned pacing of skill moves, authentic player reactions to in-game situations, increased influence of physics on ball movement, various tuning changes to account for more authentic pacing on and off the ball. So it's more authentic. That faster pace, quick bang, 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 quick release is gone. Even though, realistically speaking, nobody winds up as long as it takes some of these games, like that whole wind up, then shoot, then wind up, power up, then release. So hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully it's truly realistic with the timing and stuff. Realistic impact of fatigue on players' performance. I knew it. That's going to be a big one. Like when they're saying lack of sleep, or this player's on his third match in 4 days or whatever. It's going to be the stamina that really takes a hit. All right. You'll experience battle for possession with players fighting for control in the midfield, so we knew that. Overall pace is more tactical and methodical. New approach means that authentic matches can feel less predictable. Emphasis on immersion and realism, making every pass, tackle, and goal feel more earned and meaningful. That's huge. That's what I want for everything, overall gameplay. It should feel earned. You should feel that your work and getting better, your focus, your energy on the details of the game should feel like they're paying off. For a deeper look at what makes authentic gameplay tick, you can jump into FC26 gameplay. Okay, we already saw that. Custom sliders. So we won't really mess with that unless someone comes up with something like they do this in baseball a lot, where they come up with these perfect sliders and say, okay, I played with this, I use the stats, this is the most realistic. And they base it on simulating seasons with these sliders and seeing the outcomes. It's a lot of work. So if we have somebody that comes up with amazing sliders, that's not my cup of tea. For one, I'm not going to sit there and just spend hours and hours and days and weeks simulating seasons just to see the most realistic stats. I'm sorry. If somebody does and they find a good one, we'll utilize those like the keepers will miss more shots, or the gameplay will be a little slower even, or a little faster. Like there's people out there that will do that, and they have teams of people that help them. Unpredictable. Real world football where manager things don't. Yeah, so here you go. International injury crisis. Following the recent round of international matches, Zoboslai has returned to the club nursing an injury. Unfortunately, Zoboslai will be unavailable for squad selection for the foreseeable future. Yeah, like stuff like that happens. So that's where you got to make sure you're developing youngsters You got your scouting team working hard. You got plenty of backup options, plan B, C, D, and E, and you just manage like real life. Substitute accurately, take care of your squad, make sure everyone's morale is good. The better players feel about you and your system and in your club, the harder they're going to fight for you. System where your decisions really matter. When an unexpected event is triggered, the game halts your current simulation and brings you directly into the moment. Okay. Complete the unique imagery and individualized narrative framing. These events aren't background occurrences. They can have a major impact and sometimes even create crossroads in the narratives of your club. I love it. I love it. Hey, coach, I can play if you want me to, but I'm really hurting myself. Hey, this player's in contract talks. You know, this could make him feel like he's really needed here, so you want him to play, or this could make him feel like you don't care about his future. Go ahead and get injured just for the sake of winning, and then you make your decision, and based on that decision, the player leaves or not, you know, or speaks poorly on your team, and now your reputation's bad, and players say, I don't want to go there. I heard you don't even care about your players. Like, that's cool, man. That stuff's cool. They made it super realistic in that sense. Emerging scenarios, there's always more to football. These events are rooted in the uncontrollable elements of football where not everything is in manager's hands. In these scenarios, you don't choose what happens, but you do choose how, or if you respond, whether it's a media rumor or a player expressing concern through the wrong channels. Yep. So it's like role-playing in that sense. Decision points. Choices that, okay, in contrast, decision points place narrative control in your hands. These moments present a clear problem and require, okay, here. So these are emerging scenarios. There's always more. So, but you do choose how it happens, or if you respond, whether it's a media room. Okay, it's through the wrong channel. Okay, cool. And then these are the decision points. With decision points, you're driving the narrative of your career. They don't just ask what you'll do; they define who you'll be. Boss, I'm feeling homesick and struggling to adjust to life. A man say, this has been the first time I've been away from home for so long. Is there anything you think can be done to help me? So this is where you're like, hell no, we need you to play. I don't care about your feelings, you know. Or you could say, man, go home and take a week off. I.e., what is it? Phil Jackson. Famous Bulls situation with Dennis Rodman. Rodman's like, but dude, I just don't love the game anymore. He's like, go on a vacation. During the playoffs, he's like, we got it. He lets his star defensive player Rodman go get all messed up in Vegas for like a week, 2 weeks, then until Jordan came and said, come on, we need you. He came back refreshed and crushed it the rest of the year. Phil Jackson could have said, nope, you're under contract. You're staying here. Knew how he ticked, read his player right, got the most out of him, won a championship. Defining decisions, right? That's what they're talking about. Defining decisions. By the way, I would let him go home because a player that's mentally screwed up is a player that's going to perform bad. I'll give him the hiatus, let him get mentally right, and then come back as long as there's no nonsense going on. As long as he's not in bad standing with the team, with me. Dude, I love it, man. This is just going to be fun. 20-plus leagues and live starting points. Give me... If also expand the number of leagues and live starting... Okay. Opportunities for you to jump in at any point. Okay. Players will no longer be willing to renew their contracts at any time during their tenure at the club. Will no longer be. They will instead reach out to you when they are open to begin talks. Okay. They have to renew with us. We can't reach out to them, so they're in control. Some players will want to leave. We know that. AI lineup logic improvements. AI's poor decision making process in defining a suitable lineup against you. We define and improve. Okay. Importance of the match has a significant influence on how the lineup is created. Less important matches are more important for weaker players in the team. Okay, yeah. So that's cool. Form influence. Players' current form also impacts the decision to include a player to make the lineup. Be that an 80 rated striker is very good form, could be deemed a better player to the 83 rated striker. Yeah, 100%. Your form definitely dictates your play for sure. Transfer logic. We've noticed several mentions throughout the community that the AI could start hoarding players in specific positions. On some occasions, that's hilarious. AI is like, you ain't getting a striker, I'm taking them all. In an area of the pitch, some transfers may not push the needle enough to improve that area to a level. Okay. We added new logic that will stop the AI from shortlisting improvements in areas should there be an excessive surplus to requirements. So just smarter AI decision making. Loan freshly bought players. Now arrange loan deals from players who have just been purchased. So you can purchase players that you want in the future. You don't have time for them to play now, so you loan them out to free up some money, stuff like that. Tactical vision, increased flexibility. Revamp tactical vision so you can accurately recreate the way your favorite team plays or come up with a wild new approach. New tactical requirement on build-up styles. Possession requires close support. Wing play requires... Okay, wait. New requirements for tactical visions are just the ones that are truly crucial for the vision. No more than that. Standard has no requirements since it is the basic way football is learned and played. Okay. If you play possession, you have to play close support. If you play wing play, you have to play balance or counter. If you play counter attack, you have to play counter, which makes sense. As for defensive approach, park the bus, you have to play deep line. You can't park the... Okay, well, duh. Kick and rush requires balance. High pressing requires high or aggressive. Okay. No tactical vision requires both a build-up style and a defensive approach to allow more flexibility and experimentation inside each vision. No tactical vision requires both build-up and defensive approach. Okay. Player roles are not requirements anymore either, so you can customize your tactical setup to your specific team and preference. Roles still get a boost from head coaches familiar with your visions, so you can choose to stick with the tried and tested classics instead. For example, if you're playing possession, you can have your striker be a false 9 and get his role familiarity boosted by 1, up to false 9 plus. If your head coach is silver, up to false 9 plus 2. If your head coach is gold, but you can have them be a poacher instead with no penalty. Okay, so what the... If you're playing possession, you can have your striker be a false 9 and get his role familiarity boosted, up to false 9 plus. If your head coach is silver, or up to false 9 plus plus if your head coach is gold. Okay, depending on what your head coach is, if you play them in the right player roles. So false 9 for possession. If your head coach is gold, but you can have them be a poacher instead, and you don't get penalized. They just won't have the plus or plus plus, I guess. Been expanded to reflect the fact that every player on the pitch can be an integral part of the team. Yeah, exactly. After all, some of football's legendary defenders were just as creative as anyone. Yeah, exactly. As well as the new roles in box crasher, ball playing keeper, inverted wingback. The wide midfielder role has also been reworked to function more like a wingback, the wide midfielder role. Interesting. Combine all these changes to address some of the community's concerns. Notice how everything's community-based. Everything's community said this, so we did this. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, dude, career is freaking so much fun. Manager mode, dude. Especially watching the good ones, the good series on them, when you got a good content creator that really dives deep in it, and you immerse your audience, let them help you pick which team do you want to climb to glory with from the bottom, make decisions, bring in top players. And with authentic mode, dude, it's going to be better than ever. Dynamic new intro. Okay, I don't care about the cinematics. Here's some of the screens you got. They have your manager and then the manager you're playing against, so that's cool. Sharpness, energy, and training plans for national teams. We've introduced sharpness. Okay. You used to be able to coach the national team as well as your club team, which was unrealistic. Alright. Let's see what else. New squad. How about dismiss contract renewal task? To reduce frustration with persistent renew okay, we've added a new option in the squad hub. Dismiss. Okay. Now you can remove contract renewal tasks for players you don't intend to keep. Cool. So that's all needed. Save file timestamps. Stay informed. Okay. Add a career progression timestamps directly to your save. Okay, now you can easily see the in-game date you've reached in your career mode before loading a save. This simple addition helps you keep track of your progress and quickly identify your most recent or advanced career saves, making it easier to manage multiple playthroughs. Injury integration and gameplay. We've expanded the range of injuries that can occur. Deepen the challenge. Okay, youth tournaments. We know from your feedback that developing youth players and bringing them through to the first team is one of manager career's most satisfying features. To enhance that, we've added the ability to make substitution during youth tournaments so you can adjust if a game isn't going the way you want it. So the youth tournaments are done in Rush. Look at this, 4-1, you gotta love it. Fair development is the whole purpose of youth academies. Okay. Improved youth tournament stadiums. What? There are also 2 new youth stadiums, a basic stadium and a top stadium, which provide a closer connection between your club's stature in your facilities. Big clubs can afford to invest more in their youth facilities. A fact now reflected. Okay. So it's just a different little background to a Rush stadium. That's all. I love how they just totally make it up. Like, yeah, youth players play this little 4v4 mode. Or what is it? 5v5? 5v5. That's hilarious. So the Argentinian League is in now. UEFA Women's Champions League is in now with their updated format, onboarding revamp. We noticed that early days of each new career can become quite swamped with tasks and emails. Yep. So we decided to make some changes there and create an entry flow that enables you to focus on things gradually at your own pace. The pitch is ready for a new relentless pursuit of glory. Bring out that new strategy and use it to fuel your old passion. Put your stamp on the beautiful game. I love it. Put your stamp on the beautiful game. Finally, we also revamped the tutorials. Given all the additions, we have better tutorials. Okay. Team colored emojis in social media. We've introduced support for recolorable circles in social media post text. Allow these elements to automatically reflect team colors now posts from social media creators. Feature vibrant team-specific accents inspired by real-life football media. You can now set a date of birth for your manager. Okay. So there you have it. I mean, a weird way to end it with pointing out that they have added date of birth to your manager that you create. But overall, there was some awesome stuff that EA Sports added. Clearly, they spent a lot more time on this mode than they have in recent years. So, in my opinion, I give this a B+. Definitely worth checking out. And some of this stuff, while I said before, like, we have to just play it to see. Words are just words. But other things, you know, are going to be awesome. And they clearly paid attention to the smaller details that, you know, the player base were requesting to be added, fixed, removed, whatever. And that's always a good sign. That's the common theme across all of these deep dives and notes, is that EA Sports is actually listening to the player base. And they're showing us with these different smaller details. That's where you can read between the lines and see if it's just BS that they're telling us or if they're actually doing it. So what's next is the player career deep dive and the club's deep dive. I'm surprised they didn't do a more detailed release for the club's pitch notes, right? They just kind of snuck them in there. I stumbled upon them, but because there was no big video deep dive that they did, even though there's a strong, you know, what I would say, cult community that follows just clubs, like that's their main focus, which is why it's surprising to me that they didn't really promote that release of that deep dive video. Didn't even make one. However, the nitty-gritty details, as I call them, can be found in the pitch notes anyways, and we will have the breakdown for you as well as a player deep dive coming soon. Make sure you smash that like button if this was helpful to you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please check out both my Discord and the YouTube memberships. A ton of helpful tools that can make sure you enjoy your experience within FC. You're not overwhelmed. You're not making the same mistakes you do every single year, so you can finally reach your full potential. We have what you need. This is a team. We aren't just a YouTube channel. We aren't just a Discord to go chat. We are a team of players working together to help each other reach our full potential. So check that out. The link is in the YouTube bio for Discord, and the YouTube memberships can be found, of course, in YouTube. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.